How's it going?
It's going great. Everything's going swell. Just wrapped my job with History Channel yesterday. And
Right on, man. That's awesome.
so now that's done and on to the next adventure.
Right on. What do you got planned for the future?
I don't know what's next. I've got a few projects going. There is one thing that we're pitching and I hope it happens. It's a weird hybrid cooking show. I don't want to tell too much and jinx
Oh
it.
yeah, you got to keep the secrets.
Yeah, but it's a really weird cooking show that's fun. And
Send me the links when it comes.
yeah. I can't even tell you the name of it, but it's when it comes out, I'll let you know. And if it sells, I'll let you know. But it's
I'll promote the crap out of it for you.
Oh, good. The talent's amazing. I
can't wait.
Everyone involved. It's really like that's the one thing I've realized. It's like don't ever sell a project where you don't have the talent that you love.
Yeah, I agree with that. Trust
I guess
me,
it's
like
kind of like being in a band and just iffy about
100%.
It's
a camaraderie. You got to find the right people, and if you don't, it doesn't work.
Totally.
That's how you end up like with the Grinch with Jim Carrey.
You know what? I saw it and I thought it was okay.
It's okay, but it's better than Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat.
Yeah. Well, but after I made Heckler, I sort of got out of the critiquing game.
I'm also fucking around.
But I do. Okay, so I watched Nobody last night in a movie theater.
Oh, I heard that's good.
It's really good. But I went to
derivative, right?
What's that?
But derivative. It's like so many other movies in one.
Well, it is kind of like John Wick. Obviously, it's the same genre.
And Taken.
Also, what's that?
And Taken.
Yeah. But in this case, it had a little bit of the John Wick playbook, which I thought was really interesting. And I love the movie. That was great. But like if you watch Star Wars, you see a bunch of robots and guys in white outfits getting killed. That's cool. We don't know them. We don't care if they're killed.
And they can't aim for shit.
Yeah, we don't care. Zombies. Any movie with zombies, thousands get killed. We don't care.
No.
With John Wick movies, it's Russians. Like apparently the idea is we don't care if Russian guys get killed. Like if you kill 1,000 Russian mafia guys, nobody cares.
It's true.
Which is kind of interesting because my family is Russian and it's just like, okay, I guess we don't matter.
Right? Sometimes I'll catch myself just jokingly doing a Russian accent.
Yeah.
Like just fucking around.
Would you do a Mexican accent or
you know what's weird?
You can't, right?
I started doing a really good one earlier, man. Hey,
you're not supposed how you doing,
hombre?
You're not supposed to do a Mexican accent. You're not supposed to do a Chinese accent. It's forbidden. But a Russian accent.
That's true. That's racist.
I think
that's like too far apparently for PC culture.
Yeah, that's not cool. But
you know what I do great though?
What's that?
Don't ever introduce me to Frank Oz if you know him, because I do a great gay Yoda. Dude, you're not Luke Skywalker. In my ass, you will shove that lightsaber. Green lightsaber. Ooh, Yoda. I also do a good Yoda. Dude, do not. There is no track.
That's pretty good.
That one's easy though.
That's not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
All right, well, let's start the interview now, I guess.
Okay, well, this is the Dreaming Insomniacs, the podcast, and this is the first Right the Fuck On episode. We're featuring Michael Addis, director of Heckler, Poor White Trash. He's done work on Impractical Jokers, and he's got a new show on the History Channel. So we're just here to shoot the shit, and also want to give a shout out to Jamie Kennedy, who connected us in a way. It was really cool, so...
Jamie is a good
praise
friend.
to him, and to all the assholes, they can go fuck themselves. That's what I think.
Wait, which assholes? Wait,
all the people that talk shit about some of the masks, them. Without being fair, the ones who were mean to him, like the ones where he's like, "Why do you hate me?" and then they lied to his face, like in Heckler.
Yeah,
I love that. That took balls. I've never seen people.
Well, you want to know how that
came?
You want to know how that came about?
How?
Okay. Well, so. I was about to do a movie and Jamie was going to act in it. And the movie kind of fell apart, but we still liked hanging out and talking. So I ran into him at a nightclub and I said, we still got to find something to work on together. And he goes, well, I got to have somebody direct my comedy special. So I said, I'll do that. I go, but
Matt Goldstein, by the way, our lead guitarist from New York, he loved that special. He wanted me to tell
Unwashed?
you. Yeah, he watched it back in the day.
I was the cameraman. You remember those scenes?
I looked up your credits. I know, he knows.
So
he was geeking out because he loves Poor White Trash also.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he did. Wait, you know I can't talk about Poor White Trash on social media. I get flagged for hate speech.
Why?
Because the term poor white trash is...
Oh, whatever, dude. Is that how bad PC
rules? I'm telling you, those are the rules. I get in trouble.
How about this? Let's start something now. Hashtag cancel culture.
You know, cancel culture has always existed. Like, it's basically
PC's a lie.
Anytime somebody wants to have somebody lose their job, like the PTA in the day, or Jerry Falwell, the Republicans. And
well, sometimes it's fair, like Jerry Falwell, though. Come on.
No, but Jerry Falwell used to cancel things that were.
Yeah, now he deserves to be canceled.
He's dead.
Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
He's already canceled.
Do you like Green Day by any chance?
Sure.
They have a side project where they pretend it's not them called The Network, and they just brought it back. And they have a song called Jerry Falwell's Pool Party. And it's great. It's fucking awesome. Balls. That's what I have to describe.
You know, when I was starting out in the as a musician, I was in like kind of a punk band, right?
Yeah, you told me about that.
And so we worship all the greats of punk. And we always, and then when Green Day came along, we were like, these guys are literally more successful than any punk band that ever existed. Like the new wave of punk that was Green Day was like dwarfed the Clash, Ramones, Sex Pistols. Like, if you want to make money, if you had all the money of the Sex Pistols, the Clash, and the Clash, the Sex Pistols, and the Ramones together, you'd throw it away if you had Green Day.
Oh yeah, I mean, they made a lot of money. But what I like about them is, out of all that like generation of musicians that came from it, I think they're the best. I've seen them 5 times, and I kind of met them. They're kind of dicks, but they play it for fun. You know what I mean?
Oh no, they're terrific. I'm just saying it's funny that like
I know
the second wave of punk.
Oh, they're not even really punk. They're more pop now, man. Yeah. They're still going. Good for them.
True. No, but I'm not shitting on them. They're great.
No. Too many people shit on them too.
Yeah.
Unfairly.
Right. Sorry, I'm a little multitasking.
You're good. I do the same shit. I hope you don't get mad if I accidentally, smoke weed on camera, but I might. It's not going to be an accident, to be honest.
No, that's fine. I don't smoke weed. I eat weed. I do edibles. I don't do because I don't want to smoke shit.
I just do because I have a spinal fracture. It helps pain, but I don't rely on it or anything.
Yeah, I get it. All good. Weed is terrific. My doctor was saying that weed is eating weed is way better than alcohol.
Oh, alcohol is not. I mean, it's fun, but it's not good for you.
Not good for you.
It never will be.
Exactly.
I can't find my lighter though. That's the only problem. Oh,
are you wearing a Jamie Kennedy shirt?
I am.
A hoodie?
Did you see that? I bought it.
Oh,
it's only because he's been so nice to me. I was like, fuck it, yeah, I'll pay $50. He deserves it.
That's really cool. I like that.
I'm one of the 25.
25 people have bought it. That's it.
That's only 25 were made.
Oh, 25 have been made? Really?
Yeah. He pulled some shit with that. I can't wait for the Scream one. I'll buy that too.
Yeah, I think.
And like that's the thing. It's like
good looking shirt. Yeah, a sweat.
Right? I mean, it gets dirty easy because it's white, but there's a pink one. I'm sure that's better. Yeah. That's my choice. I chose it. I prepared.
Okay, I'm getting an order of Girl Scout cookies. Flying
awesome. What are you getting?
Thin Mints, the way to go.
That's the only way to go.
I know you gotta.
But you know what's wrong?
What?
I work at a vape shop, so I quit smoking cigarettes. And they banned flavored cigarettes, but Marlboro sells the smooths, and they taste like Thin Mint cookies. Really? They just call it a different name. Shouldn't that be illegal? Snarky little shits, right?
I don't want to legislate it, but I'm not.
Snarky little shits, right? Just put a different name on it. It's still flavored.
Get the kids to smoke some more because they're
and those shit flavored. Like, dude, cigarettes cause cancer, but those intense menthols, they cause brain cancer.
Oh, is that right? I did not know that.
I learned that the hard way. I just try to stay away from that stuff.
All right. So, fuck, I haven't got that much time. So what do we got? What do we got on the docket? You have some notes?
Yeah. So I wanted to ask about some plugs. I know we already did that, but if you have any other like shout outs you want to give out,
well, I would
upcoming
like
projects.
to, I'd like to for people to connect with me on @Mike_Addis on Instagram,
Yes.
because I want to be able to let people know what I'm doing next. And you know, it's fun to communicate with folks who enjoyed your stuff.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, then there's no sense.
To transition with that, and it's perfectly on topic, and I wanted to ask it earlier, but you know, it's a little impromptu and we've had fun with it. What was your goal with the point you were making, like the view you had, the vision you wanted to express to the audience with making Heckler? Because I know there is a very important message behind it, but I want the words from the director himself.
Okay, well, I think we lost track of the thing I was saying before, which is the impetus of it. So
That's
we're gonna do a stand-up special, and I said I want to do one where we travel around and do different venues, which is kind of has been done recently, not before that. And so he goes, yeah, let's do that. So as we were traveling around, I was traveling into different venues with him. I noticed that I knew he had just come out with this movie, Son of the Mask, and which was not at all the subject of what we were doing. We were just trying to cover his stand-ups.
Can I say one thing about that?
Yeah.
I saw that in theaters, and it was made for kids, and I loved it as a kid.
Right.
Target audience. Thank you.
You were a kid, right? Exactly. So anyway, the people there's critics who hated it, and it's funny because you're right. They didn't look at it as a kids movie. They were just like, I hate it. As an adult. And
they also weren't appreciating Jamie Kennedy for his actual comedy, because he's funny as fuck in that movie.
Yeah, but to compare him to Jim Carrey, it's like, no, people don't want actors.
And that's bullshit. It's his own thing.
Well, but we had really, really harsh reviews, and I was like, why don't we get these critics in here and we'll interview them on camera, and we'll sort of just like play around with this idea that they're in a way heckling you, because we started talking about like dealing with hecklers. So we started interviewing these guys. It was gold. And we were like, wow, this is kind of like an interesting thing to compare hecklers in an audience, which you could deal with by just, making fun of them or just, doing, excellent crowd work, to hecklers online, which at the time was kind of a new thing in 2007. It was like, people were just starting to realize that hate sells more than sex sells. You could
sadly.
I mean, the internet obviously has its share of sex, but it's like, being a shit and criticizing somebody really gets you clicks and likes. So we explored that, and we really did a deep dive. It took us like 2.5 years to assemble like well over 100 comedians all commenting on
you got Joe Rogan in there, dude.
Joe is great. God,
I know. I love his podcast.
Joe is one of those guys. He loves to talk.
He's also from the same area as me.
Isn't he from Boston, right?
He's from like Haverhill. I'm from East Bridgewater, so it's like across the river.
Okay, got it.
I say I'm from Boston, but yeah.
Like he's like no other man. Like
I know.
Like you really like hang out in a bar and drinking with him. He doesn't take shit. He's
got balls.
Yeah, he's got balls of steel. Yeah. And he likes to talk. Like we ended up interviewing him I had this weird idea to interview people for 25 minutes. Like I would always ask them I'll talk to you for 25 minutes, because I feel people could spare that. And more than that, it starts to become a something in their day they can't handle. Or can't fit in. So so we interviewed him, and it went long. And then after the interview, we still chatted for longer. It was just like Joe was sort of starting. You could see clearly the vibe was Joe can talk for 2 hours and it could be fascinating. So this is why he's the king of the podcast, because it's like he just knows how to get into a subject and do that deep dive.
I have one sentence for that. Kevin Smith for 5 hours.
I know. Amazing. Kevin Smith.
How does he do that?
Kevin Smith is kind of more of a speaker than a filmmaker. Like
I love him as a person more than his films, but I love his films.
Yeah, he's really, really good at giving speeches and talks and podcasts and all that stuff. And his films are great, but it's like, it seems like that for a long time, that's been more of his vibe. He's more of a speaker.
Talker. Yeah.
Of a what?
He's a talker. I love it.
More of a talker than
I'll listen to that dude all day.
Yeah. But I guess that maybe I shouldn't make that classification, because really it's like, if you are a good storyteller, you're probably a good speaker, a good
It's
talker.
true. And people don't give his movies credit enough. Like, for example, Zack and Miri Make a Porno. You think that movie would just be a baseless, dumb fucking sex comedy, but that shit has heart, dude. You get to the end of that, it's like, whoa, where did that come from? Yeah, that's Kevin Smith right there.
Right. Totally agree. Love Kevin
Cop
Smith.
Out, I don't know about that one. I think the studio had a lot of involvement.
We almost interviewed him and then we didn't. I forgot the reason.
I would love to talk to him. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, but my list of I was going through a phase where we riled people up by kind of heckling them in
a way, yeah.
Yeah. And so I had like a whole list of questions to heckle him. It was bad. Like,
that's funny that you mentioned that, because I was kind of having like a music party with my friends the other night, because I went through a breakup early last week.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
And we were all like to the point of like being drunk and stoned. We were all like, "Fuck you, I love you, man." We were like heckling each other through music, and it was great. That's that's the part of the documentary Heckler that I love, because you shed light on the good hecklers, but you also exposed the assholes who are just being assholes for the sake of being assholes. And I think it spreads a perfect light and image on everything that's going on in that aspect of things in the arts. So thank you. It needed to be said.
Thanks. Well, according to Christopher Hitchens, hecklers are necessary and helpful in that they keep us from embracing the narrative, and
keeps our egos in check.
Right. But even if you take your ego out and you set yourself out of it, the message needs to sometimes be heckled. Like, when you were talking about cancel culture, it's like, it's good to heckle it and it's good to heckle the opposite. And
I mean, sometimes it's needed though, if it's like really bad.
Well, but it's
also, really bad.
Yeah, no, totally agree. And it's also good to just kind of go, like, it's funny. I was watching this girl woman on social media talking about, it was really funny because like when people get into the narrative, like Christianity is a narrative,
Yeah.
This is the thing. This is the story we tell ourselves. And the story,
people also take shit way too literally, like the Bible. There's a lot of great lessons in there, but not literally. Thank you.
But what is the story you take from the Bible?
Exactly.
Right? Like if your story is gay people are terrible, then let's have an issue with that.
People take that. That's a mistranslation. The original text said, "A man shall not lay with a child," not "a man shall not lay with another man." It was just changed to send hatred upon the gays because the church is corrupted. Does that make sense?
Right. Well, they say that was changed or added in the King James version,
which is bad.
So, what's that?
Which is bad. I think it's bad.
Yeah, sure. If there was a man named Jesus, and if Jesus Christ told us not to lay down with children or have sex with children, and
that's understandable.
If we change it to men, that's fucked up. Yeah.
That's fucked up, because people who are gay are not horrible. I have plenty of gay friends. I don't judge them for 1 minute.
Well, right. And the idea that you would use this narrative to harm gay people is insidious, and
it's evil.
It's horrible. But that idea that that's your story, and I mean, we can go down that rabbit hole.
I'll go down a rabbit hole about that specifically. When I was a kid, I went through a lot of fucked up shit, more than a lot of people should. I misbehaved, but my mom was irrational with money. She was a drug addict, so she just sent me away when I had ADD. So I'd be medicated for things that wasn't even wrong with me because of corrupted hospitals in Massachusetts, right? Mm-hmm. Saw a lot of shit. But, you know, I was molested at a fucking Christian residential home called Nazareth Home for Boys in Massachusetts. And it's still open and run by this day by the guy who said to me, let's face the facts, Joe. You were never molested here.
Right.
He covered it up. And it's been happening to kids there since the 80s. So I know firsthand, but I still have faith in a higher power, even after going through that, because I know that was a front. They tried to send me into a bad part of foster care. My mother, God rest her soul, right? She said, you're not taking my son, and got me out of there before it was too late. Right. I was in there for 2 years. It was like prison. I didn't deserve it, but I survived. I've survived hell and back to get here, and I'm so grateful for you because you know what, man? You've helped me feel legitimate for all the hard work I put in with the music. So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to get super deep.
No, there's nothing wrong with that at all. The idea that we do go through these terrible injustices, and that we could get past that, and
I'm all about breaking the cycle of abuse and not doing what they did.
Right. Well, no, you're going to not do that. Yeah, then that's good and good for you in breaking that cycle. But you know, lately I've been exploring the idea of amor fati, which is, you know, for you, Joe, to look at your past and say, that's what made me a great musician or a great person or that.
If I didn't go through that, I wouldn't be the man I am today, strong and here and alive.
Right.
Just like you.
Yeah. Well, right. And so you could live in regret or anger
or embrace it.
Right. And that idea that a terrible injustice was dealt upon you, but you don't identify as a victim, you identify whatever way you want to, is wonderful. And that I think is something that if you do that through your music, you could open up a lot of eyes. And you know, I think
I have. That's why I use the music.
Right.
To help so many people from ending their lives. So many people have told me, Joe, I haven't given up because of your music. And that's why I made it, because I've almost given up so many times, but the music kept me going. I almost died in 2015 in a car accident. My spine's fractured. I'm fucked for life. But you know what? I look at the good. And honestly, if that never happened, I never would have put music out because I started doing it just in case I died. So I'd be remembered by something. I just continued to do it. People liked it. It helped people, you know?
Right. So if your objective, good. If your objective is to be a great musician and connect with people, then aren't these not tragedies, but these terrible things like the molestation and the car accident.
Yeah, that was
they
fucked
only
up.
help, but they only add to the value.
You know what? Honestly, man, I'd love to make a film exposing that place and having it shut down because they shouldn't be having children in there anymore, especially when it's run by a guy who brainwashed me. You know, I swear on my mother's soul, I'm telling you the honest truth. Like, I should make a documentary on that.
Why not? What you have the equipment for it. Why not do it?
I have a phone. I could
That's
pull up enough
the equipment.
evidence.
That's exactly right.
I mean, somebody else already anonymously exposed it over on YouTube. You can find it if you know what I'm saying.
Well,
it was just me.
but you have a platform, and there's no reason not to.
Well, it's in the music if you like pay attention.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. But it's like I've never been raped or molested, so I don't know how to. Can't not relate, but I can't tell you what to do. But I do think that if I was, hopefully I would have the strength to try to stop others from being victimized.
Exactly.
But I'm not saying it's
hard.
Easy. It's hard.
No.
And a documentary helps, and using the law helps, but do whatever you can, because
it's hard because I'm in Florida post-COVID and it's in Massachusetts, so I can't really do anything.
Well, yeah, but
about that.
Not necessarily, because you still can make.
It's the statute of limitations is up to 25 years. I would just need to get other people in on that. But I don't know if it's something I want to go down yet, if that makes sense. I don't necessarily think I have to go there if I can make a film that helps do something about it.
You know, it's really funny. Somebody was saying the other day to me, it was like there was some, God, it was about the show we were working on or about to work on. And there was some controversial, like somebody had been, there was a series of murders. God, I can't remember. Sorry, but it was a series of murders.
Okay.
And they were like, we can't talk about this because because this series this happened, this bad thing happened.
That reminds me of the whole like Banned in China episode of South Park, where it's
I didn't see it, but the
China
idea,
censoring every little thing that they do.
Yeah, but like if I said, like if you and I were talking about molestation, and somebody said, "Oh, don't talk about that. There was a bunch of people molested recently." It's like, wait, why is the default not to talk
That's some bullshit. That is some bullshit.
Right. And
because you know what? I can talk about it because I've been through it. That's the different thing. Other people who haven't really.
Even if you had the notion of this gun tragedy happened, so don't talk about guns.
Right.
Like,
that's
why is it like the thing that happened? Now we can't talk about it.
Okay,
why?
I got some great for you. It's just like violent video games. People try to say violent video games cause violent activity. My mom died of cancer in 2018, and Red Dead Redemption 2 is a game I waited 8 years for, and that shit helped me. Boom.
The notion that Red Dead Redemption has caused any violent
behavior. It hasn't.
Well, there's no data that shows it has, but just because it sounds like it might be true doesn't make it true. And so a lot of people
that's
will
another
go,
thing.
"Oh, it's probably causing this." Well, but you have no information. You're basically just going, it's kind of like, okay, there's this. So I wanted to go back to this girl she had said that Asian people right now are experiencing violence against them, and I've heard
about this.
I don't know how much. I don't know if it's increased.
It's not
I know
right.
there's a lot of people who are certain, but I don't live in that world of certainty about things like that. But I
agree.
But I think that, like she had said, when an African American person hurts an Asian person, you don't blame the African American person. You blame white supremacy and white people. So like that
makes no sense.
Makes no sense. So the narrative they have created is, and this is, people do this all the time on the right and the left. And
I know.
In between.
It's two sides of the same coin, man. It's all corrupted.
Right. But it's also, it's just this kind of like, I now have this narrative and it's going to rule my life. It's a new religion. So the religious part, the religion, like the religion tells them, hey, don't have sex with women, or tells men not to have sex with women or men, but to use that desire against the most vulnerable people, which are children. So it's fucking insidious. And the same thing happens with like this person building a story around not like blaming white people for things that other people are doing. It's like, where do you come up with this stuff? And then how do you have the balls to like continue to tell these stories that you don't know are true or not true? So
you know what I blame?
Trump
being president for 4 years. That's what I blame.
Right. Well, it's a very fucked up situation to suddenly find yourself in a country run by an imbecile. It's hard. It's really hard.
Can I raise my hand and say something about that?
What?
Because I've been working on it through the music for a long time. It's all in there.
Yeah.
And I've gotten confirmation because I live in Daytona Beach. Remember back in the late 90s, they were doing spring break down here for MTV?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Donald Trump was having sex with 14-year-old girls here.
Oh.
I know people who know him.
I cannot confirm or deny what you just said, but I'm not incredibly surprised.
I'm not surprised either. He said he'd fuck his daughter. It's nasty. He calls himself a Christian. Whew! He ain't no Christian. Christ wouldn't approve of that if he was real. If he is real, who knows?
I don't know.
At the end of the day, we're all gonna get to our knees and pray to God anyway when it's time to die. So whatever.
I don't know if I will.
Yeah, right. I'm just fucking around.
I'd like to go out like Kitchens and just go.
Right.
See ya.
Just like watch the sunset or sunrise as you just fade out into existence.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like the hell of a way to die, though. Or heaven of a way to die.
Yeah, just I'm out. I'm not apologizing for this.
Yeah, exactly. This has been a hell of an interview, man. Thank you.
I remember I occasionally watch Hitchens because he's punk rock to me, and I love him. But watched him when he saw an injustice, he didn't lay down. He didn't do the right. He didn't do what the standard narrative of like, well, be nice to people. He went after people. He went after it. He saw Mother Teresa do bullshit, and he wrote a book about it. He went after it. Like he doesn't lay down. So I think that
you gotta have balls.
Yeah, and I think that you know, with you and your music career. Oh shit, we gotta go. You with your music career, it's like I hope you do have the balls to speak truth to power. And
I've been there. I do. I'm just very careful about it, if that makes sense. I have to be. I don't want to die over it. It's not worth dying over.
Why not?
Well, I mean, yeah, I know what you mean, but like, you know what I mean.
What are you gonna die over?
Well, I mean, I don't want to talk about too many things, and then I don't know. I'm paranoid a lot of the time. You know,
paranoid of
I've listened to too many conspiracy theories that probably aren't true.
Well, you know how I feel about conspiracy theories. Like,
we fucking flat earthers are actually stupid, and they don't know what the hell they're talking about. Anybody who's in a plane can see the curvature. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Just ask a pilot, like you said.
Yeah, just go to the pilot and talk to him about your theories.
Go to the cockpit and ask the pilot what he thinks.
But that idea that you have superior information to other people, it's like
I don't.
Maybe somebody does, but just be careful. Just think twice about how your view of the world is somehow better than everybody else's because you know the information and other people are stupid enough to like, you know, it's like I was telling Jimmy,
treat it like that.
Yeah, it's like
I try to be very welcoming to help everyone.
Oh, you believe that Biden's the answer? Oh, you believe that Obama didn't bomb people? Yeah, I get it. You know, I'm stupid. I believe that Biden would be a better president than Trump.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
I'm just hopping on the call out Trump train. We released a new song called Fake News where I call him a fucked up little silent motherfucker, and I'm like, be quiet, man. No more Twitter for you. Yeah.
Yeah, really.
So I'm good with that.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's over, and hopefully
he's in prison by the time the next election goes around if all the indictments go through.
Yeah, well, we could only cross our fingers with
New York State. Pray at that point.
Whatever it takes. New York State is on it. So let's see if they can make it happen.
Good. Because you know what? Him being acquitted for that Capitol incident was bullshit. He said, stand down and stand by to the Proud Boys. That's a threat.
It's not a threat. It's just his shitty advice to storm the Capitol is
still caused
shitty
it.
advice.
He still caused it. He still caused it.
Yeah. I mean, look, they have free will, and I would say that he incited a riot more or less. So I would put him in jail.
What president has ever done that?
Nobody.
Yeah, he's not our president. He never was for us. He's gone now. Let's just appreciate what we got and keep doing the better things.
100%. Well, any last questions? Because it's a good hour. I got to wrap it up. I got to go.
Of course.
I gotta do my next job.
See if I got anything else here.
Okay.
Well, honestly, let's just give a shout out to Jamie Kennedy, of course.
Love Jamie.
Honestly, when I was a kid, and this is in addition to the last podcast I think I forgot to add a very important part. How I overcame fear because I saw Scream 3 when I was 5 and I had nightmares over it and some stuff happened, but that's besides the point.
Good.
I overcame the fear of the movies because every Halloween I was freaked out by choosing to love them when I was like 14. So I was like obsessed with them. I even had the fucking mask that was in Jamie's death scene. They call it the Randy death scene, Fearsome Faces. I was into all that shit. That's right. I was a fan. But what I did was I let that shit go for like 10 years, right? Yeah. The best thing I did was let it go because it was like decreasing the importance. And then this happened. So it's like amazing. And look, I made a new friend out of it. You're really cool, dude. I'd love to do this again sometime.
Yeah, me too. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you were able to find solace in and joy in horror movies. I love
Oh,
it.
yeah.
I want to do more stuff like that. That's fun.
Yeah. I'd love to make a horror movie. That'd be fun.
You know what I think I think at the end of the day, what makes horror movies so robust is that you're basically, and this is my own theory, I've never heard this with anybody else, but if you have to spend money to go see a movie and the result of that is that you hold hands with somebody you like, then that's worth it. Like,
fucking A, right. That's the right experience.
that's what you're looking for. So it's like, okay, I buy 2 tickets with somebody I have a crush on. We go to the movie theater, we get scared, and we hold each other. We get physically connected. And thank you, Scream makers. Thank you.
Yeah, Wes Craven was amazing, man. God rest his soul.
He got people to hold their hands. That's all.
That's all you get. That's because he had love within it. It doesn't matter if the movies had shady investors. Fuck the Weinsteins, whatever.
Not a nice guy. I get it.
No, you met him, right?
No, never did.
Oh, you never met him? Okay, good.
I met people he jerked off in front of.
Oh, that's weird, bro.
It's a weird move.
I guarantee you.
I didn't get it at all. I had a comedian friend, and I was like, we were coming up with jokes about that, but it was like, it's like what, like when a guy jerks off in front of you, it's like he's given up on.
Yeah.
He's not
that's sad.
Like is that your move? Your move is I'm just gonna jerk off. That's the end of my attempt to make love to you. I'm just gonna jerk off in front of you. It's like that's
he got COVID in prison, so fuck him.
Yeah, he's gonna probably die in prison. So
yay!
But by the way, the punk in me still has to say, like, isn't it funny how there was a time when more people thanked him at the Oscars than they thanked God? Like everyone thanked Harvey Weinstein.
You know,
for all the opportunities he gave them, and now we just dig the knife in. It's like, yeah, he's a shitty guy, but you were all up on his ass when you were.
It's the money and the power, dude. They owned Hollywood
giving out opportunities.
They're the biggest shit there. Miramax, Dimension, come on, they made everything.
But why
can't? Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs, all that shit.
We blame him, but we can't blame ourselves. We can't say, why didn't we question this bullshit?
Well, it's like this. This is a great example, and I'd use it like this. You got Walmart, and this isn't necessarily actually Walmart. I'm just using it as an analogy. You got Walmart, then you got corporate. Corporate's got the money and the power. They can come in, rape an employee, cover it up. Regular Walmart can't do anything about it because they don't even have the money or the power to do it, even if they wanted to. So all the people who worked with Harvey Weinstein are not criminals, okay? A lot of them are good people. The guy was just an asshole investor.
Oh yeah, if you're in bed, you're in bed with the dog, you're gonna get fleas. You're not criminal. But you're not as bad as him. You're okay with it. You're okay with that shit. And I don't know how much people knew that were working with him, but
yeah, I think some knew, some didn't. That's what I'm hearing.
And when some did, what did they do about it? Nada mucho.
You know who's got some punk rock charm but does not make music at all, and I respect the hell out of her for it? Is Rose McGowan. About all this stuff. No, she was the lead girl in Scream. No,
I know.
She had a bad history with Harvey Weinstein, actually. She's been very outspoken. She's good. I like her. Got some balls.
Jamie said that she's very nice, but I've never met her. I can't speak of her.
I've never met her. I've actually never. This is my first official thing ever, really. So thank you.
Is this official?
Yeah, I mean it is. You're a film director.
Oh yeah, that's true. All right, Joe. Well, thank you so much.
Of course, Mike. Nice meeting you, man.
I had a wonderful time, and
likewise.
Sorry
if I got a little too deep.
No, never.
But I kept it real.
Never apologize for getting deep. That's good. Good news.
That's a podcast.
There you go. That's the whole reason people listen for an hour.
We got to do this again soon, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to end the recording, and I'm going to send it over to you.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.